Abel Ejikeme is supposed to give us an update. He's our Southeast correspondent on President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Imo State. At the moment, yes, and we have Abel right there. So Abel, just speak to us on the security situation that preceded President Muhammadu Buhari's visit, and of course, how we've seen empty streets across Imo State and of course other parts of the Southeast, and how the visit has gone all through. I mean, we had earlier watched him going to inaugurate all these projects and all of that.
Yeah, very well, Sumner. You made right points there. It was actually it's been a very busy day all through the morning, even up to this. Just a few minutes ago, the president left the banquet hall here in the Imo State Government House. Earlier, he had commissioned 3 projects, and the first being the Owerri to Olo road, and he also commissioned the Owerri to Okigwe, first phase of the Owerri to Okigwe road, and he also commissioned the Imo State House of Assembly complex. In all these projects they were commissioned just a few hours ago, the president commended the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma for utilizing limited resources at his disposal to give residents of Imo State befitting roads, and also providing lawmakers in the state with a state-of-the-art facility. You talked about security here. We had loads and loads and truckloads of men and officers of the Nigerian Army, the police, the DSS, the civil defense as well, patrolling all through the day during the president's visit, and even just a few minutes after the president left, they are still around monitoring the security situation. Yes, you know, IPOB, the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, had declared Tuesday a sit-at-home day owing to the fact that their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, will be appearing in court today, or had appeared in court at the appeal court earlier today. So there was that order, and when such orders are given, there's this apprehension, there's fear across the southeastern states. Yes, it affected the turnout today. The president should have received unprecedented amount of number of people coming out to welcome him, but you would say that order restricted movement and allowed people to stay indoors, although a few people defied that order and also came out to welcome the government and the president rather. I spoke with the Commissioner of Police earlier in the day, Mohammed Bade, as the Commissioner of Police in Imo State. Yeah, he assured that security was tight and there was nothing like sit at home, but on ground we're seeing things happening around us. Knew that people were skeptical about coming out for fear of losing their lives or whatever mayhem that these agitators might cause. And so far, yes, we had the president at the banquet hall here just a few minutes ago. He was speaking about the landmark projects that the Imo State governor had provided for residents here in Imo State. He made mention of the fact that just few governors actually utilize limited resources at their disposal to provide such good quality projects for residents in their state. On the issue of insecurity, President Buhari blamed elites in Nigeria for keeping quiet to the rising insecurity in the state, for not speaking up to these issues. According to him, he believed elites in the country would have come together, hold roundtable discussions on the issues around insecurity, cut a way forward on how to tackle insecurity. But he said elites have kept quiet for too long. He also made mention of the fact that during the days when there were oil boom and crude oil sold for around $100 and above, there was little or no infrastructure to show for that high sale in crude oil at the time, and he thanked Hope Uzodinma for utilizing those little resources at his disposal. Over to you, Sumner.
Yeah, I mean, just before we let you go, Abel, we've seen all of this coming to fruition, and President Buhari visiting this particular state twice now, Imo State. Can you by chance, I mean, as our correspondent in charge of the Southeast, tell us why there's this preference by President Buhari to visit only Imo State? I mean, what happens to other states? Although we know that it's an APC governed state, but nonetheless, aren't other state governors making efforts to bring the president to especially the opposition states, because we've seen him going to only Imo and then from there to Ebonyi. Where's Anambra? Where is Enugu? And of course, Abia in all of this?
Very well said, Sumner. But you will recall in just about the same time last year in 2021, at the height of the agitations around secession and IPOB agitation, the president actually visited the southeast. He stopped at Anambra State, if you will recall, and also visited Imo State, where he held talks with selected Igbo stakeholders and top political figures in the southeast, where they talked about charting the way forward and ensuring peace in the region. He has also visited Ebonyi State twice as well to commission landmark projects, they would say. I think these are APC states, like you mentioned, and they definitely want to tap from that federal presence that the state would normally present if they invite the president to come commission these projects that they've constructed. It gives them that exposure, it gives them that awareness, creates that awareness around the fact that yes, they are doing something and they want the president to come commission it. It's not actually limited to just these two states. I remember also he visiting Enugu State just a few months ago when he came into the region, where he visited Ebonyi State as well. He held talks with Governor Ugwuanyi at the time, and also moved quickly to Ebonyi State, where he commissioned some projects there. So it's not a matter of preference, but I believe these are governors who invite him to come commission these projects, and being party faithful, of course, he would not want to turn them down, but come to oblige them.
Well, we must thank you so much, Abel, for joining us to provide this insight. But quickly, just before I let you go, I want to find out if there's any update on the attack, on Sunday's attack on Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, the Anambra South Senator. Have you by chance heard anything or received any updates from the police as to what's going on that investigation?
Nothing concrete so far. I spoke with the PRO of the Anambra State Police Command, Mr. Tochukwu, who confirmed actually the attack happened and just gave us the normal rhetorics around the police investigating the attack. We know that it was actually an assassination attempt, so we heard from sources, those who are very close to, and the senator told me that it was actually an assassination attempt, because they kind of tracked them from Newi, where they took off to Enugu, where that attack actually happened. If not for the fact that the senator was in a bulletproof vehicle, who knows what would have happened next. But our condolence actually to those who lost their life in that gruesome attack, and we hope that the police get to the roots of the matter.
Okay, we must thank you so much, our Southeast correspondent Abel Ejikeme, for providing us updates on President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Imo State earlier today to inaugurate projects completed by Governor Hope Uzodimma, and of course for providing us updates on that attack on the Anambra South Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, which occurred on Sunday. And of course, like you said, our hearts go out to all the policemen and of course civilians who lost their lives during the attack.